Here are 6 minutes and 48 seconds of useless football facts. Everyone remembers David Beckham's iconic goal for Manchester United from the halfway line. However, few know he scored it while wearing another player's boots. Predator boots were all the rage back then, and Beckham was desperate to try a pair. Adidas only had one pair of size 8s available. They had been made for Rangers and Scotland midfielder Charlie Miller and had Charlie embroidered into the tongue. Only one foreign club has ever won the Copa del Rey. A post-season edition was trialed by the Spanish FA in 1927, with 2 foreign clubs invited, Motherwell and Swansea City. It was Motherwell who won it, beating Real Madrid in the final. A special version of the trophy was donated by King Alfonso XIII, and it remains in the Motherwell Trophy Room today. James Milner and Harvey Elliott started a Premier League game for Liverpool together in 2021-22 season, with Milner's longevity underlined by the fact he made his Premier League debut and scored in 2002, a year before Elliott was even born. Arsenal's Invincibles are part of Premier League folklore. However, in that 2003-04 season, they lost 6 matches and won just the one trophy. In 1998-99, Manchester United lost one fewer match and won a Premier League, FA Cup, and Champions League treble. In 1969, an 8-year-old Gary Lineker attended the FA Cup final as Leicester lost to Manchester City. Peter Shilton was in goal for Leicester that day. Lineker went on to play with Shilton for England for almost a decade and still retired from playing 3 years before him. Nottingham Forest are the only club to have been champions of Europe more times than they have been champions of their own country. The first match to be televised was on September 16, 1936, and it was a specially arranged friendly match between the Arsenal squad. Barcelona legend Xavi is such a serial winner that when he moved to Qatar, he even won the lottery. When Yate Town played Yeovil Town in the FA Cup in 2021, it was the first ever meeting between two sides beginning with Y in English football. Former Chelsea forward Gianfranco Zola is the only player to ever be sent off in a World Cup on his birthday. The largest football stadium in the world is likely one that you have not heard of. The Rungrado 1st of May Stadium in Pyongyang, North Korea, has an official seating capacity 114,000. Robert Prosinecki has a unique place in international football as the only player to ever score for 2 different countries at the World Cup finals. He scored for Yugoslavia against the UAE in 1990, and then, 8 years later, scored 2 as Croatia finished 3rd. The great-grandson of the original Obi-Wan Kenobi is a professional footballer. Nesta Guinness-Walker is a left-back for AFC Wimbledon, and Sir Alec Guinness is his great-grandfather. In the famous 2013 Championship playoff semi-final between Watford and Leicester, won by Troy Deeney in the 97th minute, both Jamie Vardy and Harry Kane were on the Foxes' bench. Chelsea have banned celery from Stamford Bridge. When Paul Pescasolido joined Stoke City from Birmingham City for £400,000 in 1994, it wasn't just any other transfer. The reason for this being strange was that Pescasolido was sold by his wife-to-be Karen Brady, who was managing director of Birmingham at the time. Pescasolido didn't seem to hold a grudge, and Brady became his wife the following year. Wilberforce Montgomery once suffered concussion after being hit on the head by a pie thrown from the crowd. Arsenal made Clive Allen the most expensive teenager in 1980, signing him from QPR for £1.25 million. But he left without making a single competitive appearance for them. Mark Hughes once played for Wales and Bayern Munich in the same day. In 1979, a Scottish Cup tie between Falkirk and Inverness Thistle had to be postponed a whopping 29 times due to bad weather. Due to be played on January 6th, the game eventually took place 47 days later, on February 22nd. New Zealand were the only unbeaten team in the 2010 World Cup. Sadly, New Zealand's 3 draws weren't enough to get them out of their group. Peter Osgood's ashes are buried under the penalty spot at the shed end of Stamford Bridge. Owen Hargreaves is the only player to have played for England without having previously lived in the United Kingdom. Hargreaves represented Wales U19S, was brought up in Canada, and was playing in Germany when the call-up came. Norway have an unbeaten record against Brazil. Played 4, won 2, drawn 2. Samuel Eto'o won consecutive trebles in 2009 and 2010 with Barcelona and Inter Milan. Zlatan Ibrahimovic swapped Inter in 2009 for Barcelona in 2010 as part of Eto'o clearly getting the better end of the deal. Cristiano Ronaldo is 869 days older than Lionel Messi. Astonishingly, Ronaldo's son, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr., is also 869 days older than Messi's son, Thiago. Neither Manchester United nor Liverpool have ever beaten Gillingham in a competitive match. Mario Balotelli's only Premier League assist ever was for Sergio Aguero's dramatic title-winning goal in 2011-12. Roy Hodgson used to be a teacher. He taught both PE and English. Despite playing in 5 World Cups, Ronaldo has never scored a World Cup knockout goal. Everyone believes that football was created in England. However, it's said that football was invented around 476 BC in China and was called Kuju. Back in 1999, for the second Bangkok League 7-a-side competition, saw at least 5,098 teams compete, and in that tournament, there was participation from more than 35,000 players. Back in December of 1942, Stefan Stanis scored a staggering 16 goals for his side Racing Club de Lens. Not a single person since then has managed to break this bizarre record, which now stands tall for 80 years. At the age of 13, Brazilian footballer Ronaldinho was part of a game where his local team won the game 23-0. Ronaldinho scored all 23 goals in that match. Only 2 countries in the world call football soccer. The 2 countries are America and Canada. Talking of soccer, it was actually England who came up with the word soccer, but stopped using the word more than 35 years ago. There are 2 players in the world that have scored goals in every minute of the game. They are Cristiano Ronaldo and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The size of a football has remained exactly the same for 120 years. It still has a circumference of 28 inches. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe. Which fact did you find most interesting? Leave it in the comments.